Gentlemen, welcome back to the Empire Dirt. Today, we have the finest, freshest, crappiest Chinesium 1449 Kanakistan Copex can be exchanged for Motorhead. Nothing to do with Lemmy or the Ace of Spades. It is a waterless, oilless compressor. A patron asked me to have a look at one of these things. How can it be? Well, $14.99. Dog bless free trade. I mean, I get on cheap Chinesium stuff, but there's a reason these things. How can you afford that? You couldn't make that in America or, you know, a non-slave wage nation for less than probably $50. And I got it landed here. It was in a store. So that means the store probably paid $7 buckaroos for this. And let me tell you, she is a crusty old lass. Look at that. What? Oh, look at that. Built for speed. Yikes. Oh, ABS plastique. She's got some stank to her too. Just as chintzy as ever you could imagine, but might be even good for just for parts. Look at the size of the motor orb on her. 12 volt. You couldn't buy a 12 volt hobby motor that big for the price that you get the whole thing for. 12 volts, 250 pissies. No fucking way. Input 12 VDC, 50 watts. Max current 10 amps. That, ooh, she's gonna get hot. That is, I can't get over the price. I mean, that's cheaper than the Bonnie beautiful Teutonic lass here that I got in my hands. Cheaper than the tool. What for taking it apart? The mind boggles. Oh, fuck yeah. Buna and rubbers. What for reducing the damn ping? I mean, you wouldn't want this to rattle right apart. It's too bad this ABS is so chintzy, because this is actually, I mean, it's cute. Look at the thing. I don't know about you, but that gives me an idea. It's such a interesting study on how to cheap right the fuck out, but wily cheap outs. For instance, you can't try and buy a gauge for less than $10, you know, but this is a plastic backed gauge. All the gauges you buy in the store are all metal backed. Look at this. The connector, super short, basically so short it's useless. Crimped right on. There's no threaded connection there. So this, it's just incredible. Crimped right on. And then we have a tie rod cylinder for the compressor. So this would just be a section of off-the-shelf micro-hone tubing, I hope. Micro-hone tubing, and then probably just a couple little Buna and O-rings. And in here, there's probably a check ball with the spring-a thing. I mean, just dirt cheap. Yep, look at that. Cast zinc manifold. Off-the-shelf bog standard Buna and O-ring. Let's take this out. See what's under there. So I'm dorking out here over how cool this is. How cheap they can make this. Look at this seat here. This poppet seat. That's just... It's rubber. It's a hard durometer rubber. But I'm not seeing... There has to be, for a pump, there needs to be 2 checks. One in and one out. So there's got to be 2 of these or a ball in here or something. Just seats right down on there. Zinc manifold. Oh, there we go. There we go. A poppet, or not a pop, a reed valve. A reed valve. A little steel reed valve that when the piston comes back, this opens up, sucks air into the cylinder. When the piston pushes out, this seats and then unseats this guy in order to compress the air in your tire, you know, force air in there. And look at this, even better, no fastener here. How do they fix that? This is molded, this pin post is molded die cast right into the zinc, and then just the barest little kiss with the tip of a Chinese hammer. That's not a nice image. And here's the chute. Oh, that's reasonably tight. Here's the chucher here. Real thin walled. Oh, it's not micro hone tubing. It's just tubing, and it's already all scored up. Have a look at that. Pug fugly. So that is not long for this life. You can plainly see the whys and the wherefores of it being scored up. No elastomer seal there. That's cast iron. That'd be a cast ring. So that's how they get the oilless. And of course, when you compress air, it gets hotter. So that thing's going to get hotter than a $2 pistol. Probably no plastic in the world can withstand that. So they go ahead and put in a cast iron ring. Of course, cast iron has a lot of graphite in it, nodules of graphite, so that provides some lubrication and prevents it from scoring too badly. So those must be just surface scores. Of course, there is oil in there. Needs to have some oil because oil is not just for lubricating. Oil seals, it cools, it lubricates, it does all sorts, it cleans, prevents oxidation. There's all sorts of different things that oil is involved in. People think oil and they think lubricity, but oil, it's not just for dinner anymore. Yeah, this is beautiful. Look at this. Blind hole for the wrist pin and then staked powdered metal gear, all powdered metal parts. All of this is just powdered. I have a nylon gear here and the pinion, another powdered metal gear. Just beautiful. Everything. Look at this. Die cast zinc part here. I mean, it is incredible that they can. Realistically, they would need to make this for like $2 because the exporter in China needs to double that. So there we get $4. And then the middleman, you know, shipping, all that stuff. Stores got to get it for $7 in order to be able to sell it for 14. It's just the mind boggles. Okay, we got her hooked up to the power supplies. Contact. Oh, look at her chooch. Drawing 4 amps. Oh, there we go. You're wearing in. Turn the voltage down here. That's just fucking incredible. This is gonna go great with my Japanese Robo Dingus. Yeah, it's starting to come up a little bit. It's working. However, you smell the stink of her? She's getting a little toasty. This thing fucks like a sewing machine. And as I said, loose as grass through a goose. Look at that. Oh, fucking hot too. Now, there's an industrial maintenance, the latest and greatest thing. It's a camera and it's a vision system with some software. And what it does, you film equipment and then you can see if it's vibrating, moving around. Of course, if you just put a screwdriver on it, you could feel it because all of the demo ones, it's moving like a ½ an inch, you know. Don't need a $10,000 piece of software to tell you something needs to be bolted down. That's just me. But it gave me the idea that I didn't just build this to blind people. I built it for the high-speed viewing. Maintenance, engineering, science. We'll have a look at that. Now we're just going to see. The thing is, I can smell this poor little bastard, and it's just working its heart out. So we're going to give it a fighting chance. A little bit of lube, dab will do ya on the pins there. They're just raw. There's no bushing, nothing there. So we'll give it a little fluid film to help it along. Maybe it'll be able to fill this, but she's getting hot already. I want to see how long it takes to fill a 5-gallon receptacle. Now you see those snake oil salesmen. I will do a video at some point about that. A little bit much, but that's okay. A snake oil salesman they have this, you know, they do this torque arm and so forth, and the bushing stops and all that, and this magic juice that they put in, it helps lubricity and so forth. What they don't tell you is, one, there's no fucking person in industry that's wasting their money on snake oil. It just doesn't happen because it doesn't fucking work. Two, the quantity, the amount of fluid that they're putting on the bushing is nothing compared to the dilution when they actually put it into a full-size gearbox or an engine or whatever. It's snake oil. And I will prove it to you at some point in the future. But it's that old adage. If it's too good to be true, it's too fucking good to be true. Smells like shit, looks like shit, tastes like shit. Spit it the fuck out. Oh no! The power supply overheated. Well, this has been fun. We'll turn the power supply off here. I've been chooching for about 20 minutes, and well, no, more than that now, 25 minutes. We're actually at 70, 80 psi, surprisingly. So, if you need this by the side of the road to fix your pick-em-up tire, well, it'll work, but you're gonna be waiting quite a while. Thing is, I like about this, I mean, it's a sore dick deal. You just can't beat it. The price of her is less than a solenoid valve. So you put 3 of these and you get an Arduino, and all of a sudden you got the, you know, that Japanese tentacle porn happening very cheaply. I'm going to get me some more of these and mess around. Thanks for watching. Keep your dick in a voice.